This is a special report. Over the course of 2023, a series of extraordinary events unfolded across the United States and abroad. Events that left investigators searching for answers, and the public asking questions. February 2023. Military fighter jets are scrambled after multiple unidentified objects are detected in North American airspace. 4 aerial objects are ultimately shot down, 3 of them remain publicly unidentified. April, the Pentagon releases footage of a mysterious metallic sphere captured by a military drone over the Middle East. Officials acknowledge the object, but offer no definitive explanation. Days later, a Las Vegas family reports that an object has fallen from the sky, claiming they encountered towering figures in their own backyard. Police investigate, no explanation is found. July, Congress convenes a public hearing on unidentified anomalous phenomena. Military pilots testify under oath. An intelligence officer alleges the existence of secret crash retrieval programs involving technology of non-human origin. Government officials dispute many of the extraordinary claims, yet the conversation has changed forever. January 2024. A massive police response outside a Miami shopping center sparks viral rumors of towering creatures. Authorities attribute the incident to a disturbance involving teenagers. The internet has other theories.
What if none of these stories were connected? Or what if it's all connected? Was 2023 simply the year people started paying attention? Or was it the year something changed? Tonight, we're looking back at the sightings, the encounters, the government hearings, and the mysteries that made 2023 one of the strangest years in modern UFO history. So as always, pour yourself something warm. Take that first slow sip. It's time to get to the bottom of why everything changed in 2023.
That was good.
Decent?
Yeah, I liked it.
I had a teacher that I was always a decent public speaker. And in high school, he said I had a voice made for radio. And at the time, I'm like, what does that mean?
You have now found your calling.
Mm.
Podcasting is the modern AM radio.
It really is. And if I could turn this into a career, that'd be pretty fucking sick.
It would. And so, yeah, good job on the intro. And welcome, everybody. Welcome back to Morning Brew.
Welcome all of our new lovable subscribers. We have nearly doubled our sub count within the past month, and I just want to thank each and every one of you that have graciously given us your attention. So thank you for tuning in to Morning Brew. And bear with us through the banter, the silly, the strange, and the unexplained.
Hey, if you came here from the Art Bell episode, I think they could probably handle it. Yeah. There's all kinds of stuff in that one.
The Art Bell episode was honestly... It encompassed everything that we are as podcasters. It encompassed the unserious, the serious, the offensive, the immature, the everything. It's just a whole bottom. It's everything we are. Yeah, and so that's us. That's the whole package. That was basically our advertisement of who we are as a podcast. It won't get much different than that. Like it won't go more off the rails than that episode did.
It's like going to a brewery and getting a flight of their best beers.
You just tried everything. You sampled everything.
So if you like that, you should be okay.
This is everything that we've been working towards in the sense that, I mean, if you go back to when we were still called the You Go First podcast.
Wasn't that long ago?
It wasn't that long ago. I think it was 2024. But like a lot of it was alien focused, some conspiracy theories, but like this, like we are living in the peak of human history's discussion about aliens, right? It's never been more serious, more focused, more centered on aliens than it has been like now. And so
it's in the news every day.
This is the year that started it all, really.
Yeah, and kind of a cool thing about this is, typically I feel when we do a podcast episode, for example, like the last one that we did was the Rendlesham incident.
The UK incident, yeah.
Which is obviously like, it's an awesome story, which is why we covered it. The cool thing about this is I feel this was actually kind of like an original thought. It's like 2023, kind of got thinking like, a lot of stuff has taken off since then. And we're going to delve in. That's the whole point of this episode, is to delve into why on earth have alien sightings gone up so much since 2023. Of course, there were sightings before. There were plenty of sightings before. But if you actually go into, like, you can look for yourself, go look at the statistics, they skyrocketed in 2023. So we're going to try to figure out what that's all about in this episode, because it is interesting. The first one, these are also in chronological order, by the way. That's why. The first one we're going to talk about, the one that potentially kicked it all off in 2023, it was the infamous 2023 high altitude balloon shootdown incident. I know every single person who watched that had an opinion about it, whether it was aliens or, not, no matter what, everybody who watched it had an opinion about it. All right. So, let's get into this. For a brief period in February of 2023, it seemed as though the skies above North America had suddenly become a battleground. The chain of events began with the discovery of a large Chinese surveillance balloon drifting across the United States. The balloon entered U.S. airspace in late January and traveled across much of the country before being shot down by a U.S. Air Force fighter jet off the coast of South Carolina on February 4th. The incident quickly became international news and sparked concerns about foreign surveillance. But what happened next is what truly captured the public's imagination.
Objects all shot down over the United States in the last 10 days, and now bipartisan calls urging President Biden to share more details about this mysterious objects. The U.S. Joint Chiefs Chairman speaking in Brussels, describing the steps taken by U.S. fighter jets to shoot down those objects. Meanwhile, the Biden administration briefing senators behind closed doors today.
Americans are worried, and they have a right to know why President Biden directed the actions that he did over the last week.
A lot of information presented to us this morning that could be told to the American people without any harm to sources or methods.
The search is still underway to recover debris from those objects downed in remote locations in Alaska, Canada's Yukon Territory, and Lake Huron.
Well, first off, politicians are seedy little bastards, and I don't like any of them. And I think they're all just a little bit, I don't know. I hate it. It's just one big fucking drama show.
Well, yeah, it's politics in a nutshell.
But it is interesting how, whatever, call it a CIA psyop or whatever, but like you had some in Canada and Alaska, which is way on the western side of the United States. And then you had some in Lake Huron, which is above Michigan, which is eastern central United States. Mm-hmm. And so it's just kind of strange that all these little things are kind of like spread out. A little creepy, but again, I mean, if you're the oligarchs and you're running the show, right? I think you got the funds to set up such a grand scale of a show.
Yeah, I mean, well, you can do whatever they want, basically.
I mean, if I can go to the Boston Pops and see a fireworks show with drones and stuff, I think the United States government can do something good too.
I mean, well, I'll say what I have to say after this.
What do you think? No, what do you think? Because I always say what I think, and I'm always getting in trouble, and I'm always getting surveilled probably, but you never talk.
I talk.
You don't talk.
I just don't attack as much.
I'm not attacking. I am in my little conspiracy theory brain with like my little cork board, like, oh, what does it all mean? What does it all mean?
I mean,
I've become Jaden, is what I've done.
And that's okay.
I have.
That's okay. He was right about a lot of things, to be fair. No, like for me, it's tough because, it's I know there's pains about this, but the fact is, whether you like it or not, we're in a Cold War with China. It's the way it is. That's what it is right now. And this isn't new. It's been this way for a while.
I didn't know we were.
I mean, okay, well, there you go. News for you. But the thing is, anything that, comes over here from there is going to be treated, with animosity. So I understand that. However, the thing that I find weird about this, it's not that they shot him down. That's not bizarre to me, to be honest with you. It's not even bizarre to me that they allowed these things to fly around for a while, because I know that got a lot of criticism. And I'm not here to say whether that criticism is warranted or not. That's not what I'm here for. But that actually is a strategy just to kind of see what these things are doing. But anyways, the approach to taking these things down kind of interested me, because as I'm about to read about in a second, they did shoot some of these down, and what was needed, the munitions needed to take this thing down, was not much. You could have just done like a strafe run with a couple 50 caliber bullets and it would have called it a day and it would have been good. But they used like missiles, and one of those missiles actually missed and hit like a mountainside in Canada. And thankfully, knock on wood, I don't think anybody was hurt. Hopefully there was no poor moose that got in the way or anything like that.
Yeah,
but
poor animals, dude.
Imagine you're just like, hanging out in the, Canadian wilderness, you're hiking or you're hunting or whatever, and all of a sudden a freaking Tomahawk missile flies over your head and blows up on a mountainside. And you're like, what the hell is going on? I don't, it was just kind of weird. It was funky how it was handled. Which, let me shed a little more light on this, give you more information.
Please do.
So within the span of just 8 days, the United States military shot down 3 unidentified objects. The first, which was destroyed over Alaska on February 10th, was described by Pentagon officials as a small object flying at approximately 40,000 feet. The next day, another object was shot down over Canada's Yukon territory after discussions between the U.S. and Canadian officials unfolded. So we did tell them what was going on. At least, we told them we were going to be in their airspace.
Hey, we're going to drop bombs on your country.
Pretty much. And also that Yukon territory one, that's when the random missiles went and missed. Don't worry, they got it with the second one. But then to top it all off, on February 12th, a fourth object was brought down over Lake Huron near the U.S.-Canada border. Unlike the Chinese balloon incident at the very beginning, government officials struggled to explain exactly what these objects were. Early descriptions were vague, military pilots reportedly observed unusual characteristics, and officials stated that the objects appeared much smaller than the Chinese surveillance balloon. Some reports suggested they were cylindrical or octagonal in shape, while others emphasized that investigators simply lacked enough info to identify them. Unfortunately, when you don't tell people things and you leave things in the hands of letting them figure it out for themselves, speculation intensifies and podcasts are made about it. As you can imagine, social media exploded with theories ranging from secret military technology to extraterrestrial spacecraft. Searches for UFO-related topics surged online. Very relevant to what we're talking about. News outlets debated openly whether these incidents represent a genuine national security threat or something more mysterious. The timing was also impossible to ignore, as for years, governments around the world had become increasingly open about investigating unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs. Now suddenly, military aircraft were being dispatched to intercept unknown objects over North America, and officials seemed unable to immediately explain what they had found. However, despite the speculation, no evidence has ever emerged linking the shootdowns to extraterrestrial activity. Now, I personally take that with a grain of salt because, let's face it, we've all been waiting for stuff, and certain people said they're going to spill the beans about things, and I have yet to see anything definitive.
Who said that?
Various people in upper government. As more information became available, officials suggested that at least some of the objects may have been harmless airborne items such as research balloons, heard that one before, commercial balloons, or other civilian equipment. Recovery efforts were complicated by weather conditions, remote terrain, and the depths of the waters where some debris fell. In several cases, investigators were unable to recover enough material to make a definitive identification. In hindsight, the events appear to have been influenced by heightened vigilance following the Chinese balloon incident. Military radar systems were adjusted to detect slower moving and smaller airborne objects, leading to the discovery of targets that may previously have gone unnoticed. Yet, as you can imagine, questions still remain. I mean, it is interesting. I didn't put this in the script, but I just kind of thought of this. It is interesting timing because, yes, I understand that the Ukraine war has completely changed the the landscape of the battlefield. It's drone warfare. That gives you a massive advantage. And as a result, as we've seen in certain wars, very recent wars, and wars that are ongoing, drone technology is actually, as simple as it is, it's a problem because it's so cheap to manufacture. So
now with AI, I think they were doing, I think recently it was unveiled that the first AI drone strike happened or something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And they're so cheap to make. But the other side of it too is not only are they cheap to make, they are difficult to intercept. They can be difficult to freaking identify because they can fly at low altitudes, which means they can subvert radar. And then the other side of it too is they're tiny. And you can send tons of these things. So where I'm going with this is it is interesting, kind of around, because when did the Ukraine war start? Was it 2023 or 22?
The full-scale invasion was in 2022.
Okay. So I guess we're going with this, though, is it's just interesting the timing because, I'm sure the United States government figured out, hey, this is interesting what's going on over there. Maybe we should figure out how to identify and attack drones that are attacking us. So I don't know if that's connected, but maybe it is. Who knows? Maybe this is all a test to figure out how to intercept drones in case they ever attacked us. Don't know. Why not? We're throwing theories out there, so why not another one? But despite all that, though, what exactly were all three of the unidentified objects? Why were they detected only after radar filters were modified? And why has no complete public explanation ever been provided for every object that was shot down? For those who believe extraterrestrial visitors may already be here, the events of February 2023 became yet another entry in a growing catalog of unexplained aerial incidents. For skeptics, the shootdown served as a reminder that not every mystery in the sky has an extraordinary explanation. And what is certain is that for one extraordinary week in 2023, fighter jets were indeed scrambling across North America to intercept objects that nobody could immediately identify. And for a brief moment, millions of people found themselves asking a question that humanity has been asking for generations. What exactly is up there?
It's so messed up, but I really don't know what to believe anymore. My brain is fried.
I think that's by
officially.
design, to be honest with you.
And
I
it really is,
do.
dude. It really is. I mean, they feed you these algorithms on Facebook and TikTok and Instagram and all these reels, and it's is it AI? Is it not AI? Is it aliens? Is it not aliens? What's out there? What's not? Look over here. Look over here. Look over here. Look, trying to get your attention, trying to make you to look this way, while they probably do something else. And it really is hard to discern the truth because really, as much as you want to make fun of the boomers and stuff on Facebook that do their own research, when it comes to political truth, I'll say, it really is digging through the mud, digging through the trenches. I realized in college from my professor, because I used to just source of Fox News, CNN, ABC News. It's got news in it, right? It's news. That's what I was taught. You trust the news. And that used to be a thing in America where you trusted the news. But then my teacher's no, you can't use that. I'm why? Is it not a source? Is it not real? It's the news. It's well, it's bias. And that's when I first really understood what bias meant was Fox News was very right-leaning. CNN was very left-leaning. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. It's an echo chamber. They're going to tell you everything that they want you to believe. And it's no longer about what's true and what's not. It's about what they want you to believe. And it's a really messed up system that's unfortunately where we are in the state of our country. Long gone are the days of Walter Cronkite and all these hosts that used to tell you
journalistic integrity.
Journalistic integrity, yeah. It's all, everything's got a spin on it, right? Everything's got a twist. Everything's got a story. So it's in this case, it's what do you really believe? I don't know.
One thing, and yes, there's a lot of things that make me mad about generational differences and stuff like that. But one thing I will say is, this is what I try to tell myself, because I generally don't think anyone tries to be a horrible person. I mean, I don't think most people try to be a horrible person.
Listen, I think that way too, but I think there are some genuinely evil people.
There totally are. There totally are. I'm not absolving
with with no redeemable qualities.
Right. Fair. Where I was going with that though is there's some people where, and you know what? Yes, it's easy to say boomers, but there's people in every generation that no matter what you tell them, it doesn't matter how many facts you show them, it doesn't matter. They are not going to budge. it's tough when you grow up, like you just said, be able to look at the news, and make this, I can trust it. I can believe what they're going to say because there's journalistic integrity. When you grow up most of your life with that notion, it almost like flies in the face of everything you know when someone tells you, no, the news just lied to you completely. Like, bald-faced lied to you. And how do you take that? Because you've always known the news to be real. Like, everything they say is legit. So when someone tells you...
an indoctrination. It's what they teach you.
Well, that's the problem.
What your parents tell you, dude.
They took advantage of it. That's the problem. They took advantage of this, and now they're screwing... like, going back to it, no one knows what to believe because you don't even know what an independent source is anymore. I don't know if there truly is an independent source out there anymore.
There isn't.
Because everyone always wants freaking money for something, so...
Money makes the world go around, and it's the unfortunate tragedy of civilization.
That's why you go here, because we don't make any money.
We don't make any money.
We don't make a damn dollar.
We're just hanging out.
Yeah.
We're just shooting ideas off of each other and probably getting put on some government watch list.
Whatever.
It's fine. It's fine.
No,
it's whatever.
This is just fun. And that's it.
It's just fun.
But anyways, kind of circling back to this, though, like specifically the Chinese air balloon incident. I'm going to be honest, even though I believe in aliens and all that stuff, but this one I actually do think was...
But you don't believe in Chinese aliens.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. You said going back to the Chinese balloons. I don't believe that the Chinese are capable of discovering aliens.
No. What I'm saying is, I just think these were honestly just Chinese surveillance balloons and a few other objects that weren't
Cold War
nefarious at all. I think, honestly... the overreaction to everything was kind of almost...
It's just a child in a balloon. Do you remember that story? The child.
I do, yeah. Where he actually flew away.
It was just a child in a balloon, but like it was all a hoax. Do you remember that? It was like the parent, he was hiding in the attic or some shit.
I think what it was, honestly, is they kind of realized, oh, wow, this stuff's getting by. We need to turn up our radar, whatever they need to do. And they started seeing more. I think it was just a show of... an attempted show of strength, like, see, you're not going to get by us now with this. So we're going to shoot every unidentified thing in the sky. I don't care if it's a freaking plastic bag flowing through the sky. We're going to shoot a Tomahawk missile at it and call it a day.
And you can't basically come out and say it was the Chinese straight up, because then you're just going to start like a global, or like at least it's going to be a whole thing.
We do this to them.
There's going to be people there's going to be Americans being like, why aren't we attacking them? Like, how dare they spy on us? Whatever. Like, you just gotta... I watched a TV show that covered espionage. I know it's just made in fantasy, but I think there's truth rooted in it, in the sense that, like, it was during the Cold War, so it was Russia versus USA. It was on Peacock, called Ponies. Good show, canceled. Very devastated about it. But essentially, it's like, oh, we're being followed, like, in Russia or whatever, by these Russian agents. It's like... should we just go back to America or whatever? It's like, no, because like there's Russian agents in America that are being followed by American agents.
Everybody's spying on everybody.
It's just like everyone's spying on each other. It's all like kind of like hush hush, like it's just it's widely known, widely accepted. It's just, you mess with us, we mess with you. You don't mess with us, we won't mess with you. Yeah,
we spy on our allies,
like gang wars.
Like everybody spies on their allies. Everyone's spying on everybody. Like it's just the way it is. It's always having one up on it's trying to always have a leg up on the next guy, even if they're your friend. So it's just the way it is.
They're all listening, brother.
It's spy versus spy.
It's spy versus spy, except it's not in Mad TV Comics or whatever.
I wish it was.
Mad TV was always the inferior SNL.
Yeah,
I'll take that to my hot take grave.
That's fair. All right, how about you read us another event that happened in 2023, please?
I will. By 2023, UFOs, or as Congress now calls them, unidentified anomalous phenomena, UAPs. They had become the topic that was increasingly difficult for the highest echelons of government to ignore. Military pilots were constantly reporting strange encounters. Government agencies were creating dedicated offices to investigate sightings. Hello, Space Force. And for the first time in decades, officials were discussing these incidents publicly. Then, in April 2023, the Pentagon released footage that would quickly become one of the year's most talked about UFO cases. all these videos and orbs and stuff, it's what hinders it the most in the eyes of skeptics and believers both is it's all happening in the age of AI.
Yep. Yes.
And it all goes back to Project Blue Light, Blue Beam, whatever it is, I forget, where it's like, what better way to unite the public than with the threat of an otherworldly being that's not a human?
Yeah, we can all, no matter what nation you're from, doesn't matter what
One
class you're
order.
from, that'd be everyone's enemy at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
And
what a
now
way
we
to
have
unite everybody.
President of the world.
I mean,
Here are your credits.
yeah, here's your social credits. Yeah, no, I mean, it is tough because, and you could apply it to anything. I mean, I don't want to get too much into and get off topic, but in the age of AI, when AI image generation gets even better, which it's pretty good now, but it's getting way better.
It's getting ridiculous.
We're gonna
I
have
don't like
issues of like, I got you on video doing this. Well, that wasn't me. That was AI. Well, I mean, like, it's gonna become almost like become like the world before video cameras because
I
it
think
doesn't
a lot
matter.
of false imprisonments are going to rise.
Yeah, and
I
a lot of
really
people
do.
are gonna get off who shouldn't be getting off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
gonna be
crazy. We're heading to some serious issues with no clear solution. To add to the already increasing list of
Thank you,
issues
Sam
with no
Altman
solution.
and OpenAI.
Yeah, I know. If anyone's freaking like an extraterrestrial, it's Sam Altman.
Him and Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, pretty much.
During a Senate hearing, Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, the director of the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, presented video captured by an MQ-9 Reaper drone operating somewhere in the Middle East. The footage showed what appeared to be a small metallic sphere moving across the landscape below. The object had no visible wings, no obvious means of propulsion, and no immediately apparent explanation. The video itself was brief. A shiny orb can be seen crossing the drone's field of view as military sensors track its movement. According to Kirkpatrick, the object was consistent with other reports of metallic spheres that have been observed in the region. Officials describe these objects as silver, spherical, and often lacking the thermal signatures typically associated with conventional aircraft or drones. Naturally, speculation exploded. To many UFO enthusiasts, the footage appeared to show exactly the kind of object that had been described in military encounters for years. The orb's simple shape and lack of visible propulsion led some to wonder whether it represented technology beyond anything publicly known. Others, however, urged caution. While the object remained unidentified, Pentagon officials repeatedly emphasized that unidentified does not automatically mean extraterrestrial. In fact, during the same hearing, AARO stated that it had found no credible evidence of alien technology, extraterrestrial activity, or objects that violated known laws of physics. The office stressed that most reported UAP cases eventually turn out to have ordinary explanations. What do you think about that?
I feel like while I technically would agree with that statement and say, yeah, most crazy things we see, like you see all the TikTok videos are probably, I mean, hell, I've watched TikTok videos. Like I watched a great channel, by the way. Well, two great channels. They're kind of the same concept, but Nuke's Top 5.
Shout out
they're
Nukes,
great.
dude.
They're great.
Shout out Nukes.
And another one that's very similar is called Slap Tam, same concept. And
Yeah, no, I know Slap Tam.
Slap Tam
He's a good guy.
posts all the time, and
I
that's
don't know him
great.
personally.
Good on you for doing that. Mm-hmm. And I understand, you're just, his idea is just to compile videos from the internet, and his whole shtick is like, hey, here's a video, you decide. Cool, I love that.
You decide.
There are some videos though where I look at that and I'm like, that's a plastic bag flying through the sky, or that's a cloud, or it's something very...
That's Photoshop.
Yeah, or that's Photoshop. I mean, and I'm not bashing him. That's not who I'm bashing. I'm not bashing anyone.
You heard it here first.
Oh
Austin is calling out Nuke's Top 5 and challenging him to a fight.
I am not. I'm not a fighter. I actually really like your content. But what I'm trying to say is, like, with the statement, most unidentified aerial phenomena is not extraterrestrial nature. Yeah, I believe that. I actually do believe
too.
that. However, the problem is, if it truly is unidentified and they can't figure it out, and it might possibly be that, they're not going to tell you anyways. So
they're going to be it's going to be somewhere underground in Area 51, probably being dissected, researched, heavily guarded, hush hush. Like they're not saying nothing.
One thing, and I go back and forth on this with the concept of, like aliens and stuff. I don't know if we're sophisticated enough to actually like get an alien carcass and do all that, because are they really going to let us? Like, really? They're not going to do like a recovery mission? Like,
all right.
You know what I mean? Like, why would they allow us to do that? And second of all, would they really work with us? Why would they need to work with us? Do you work with an ant? I mean,
was Bigfoot an alien?
Maybe. Well, he's believed to be an interdimensional being, but that's for another podcast. So yeah, I guess where I stand is, I mean, that video, if that's a real video that we watched earlier, I mean, it supposedly is, and it's declassified. But if that is legit, I don't have an explanation for what that is, because that's bizarre.
That is bizarre.
It looks like a cannonball that has defied the laws of physics and just keeps going.
Yeah. Like, and it's just, I don't know. It's very sci-fi.
Yeah, definitely. Also, after all these stories, put in the comments what you think it is. That's what I'd love to hear. So do that, so we can engage with you and talk to you, start a discussion.
We love engaging with our audience. We really do. So if you're a new subscriber here, please reach out to us in the comments. Let us know what you want us to talk about next. It really helps a lot.
Yep. And we're so new, and there's so many topics out there. If we get enough responses about a certain topic, there's a good chance we're going to
do it. We're probably going to do it.
Like, why not? Because what else? What do we have to lose? Right? Like,
yeah, we got nothing to lose. We got nothing but, everyone's got limited time.
Well, yes.
Don't say nothing.
Yeah. There's only knowledge to gain.
Even so, the metallic orb remained intriguing. Unlike many UFO reports that rely solely on eyewitness testimony, this incident involved military censors and official government acknowledgement. The Pentagon publicly confirmed that the object had not been identified at the time of the footage was released. Over the following months, independent researchers proposed possible explanations, ranging from distant aircraft and balloons to camera effects and optical illusions. That's my favorite. Optical illusions, oh my gosh. Go a long way. Some analysts argued that the object's apparent speed and motion could be influenced by the drone's perspective and tracking systems. Others maintained that the available footage simply lacked enough information to reach a definitive conclusion. Currently, that is where this mystery remains today. No evidence has surfaced proving that the metallic orb was extraterrestrial in origin. However, no publicly available evidence has definitively identified it either. For believers, it remains one of the most compelling pieces of officially released UFO footage in recent years. And for skeptics, it is another reminder that unexplained and unexplainable are not the same thing. Whatever the truth may be, the Pentagon's metallic orb became one more chapter in a year filled with UFO headlines, as well as one more mystery that continues to drift just beyond our understanding.
So one thing I wanted to add too, by the way, it's not in here. There was like literally a week. I wrote this script a week before, or a week after the most recent congressional
hearing on aliens or whatever.
And during 2023, there was also another incident of, I believe it was another incident of a silver orb like this one, but I believe it was going across Tel Aviv. So take what you will with that. But it's just interesting that there's multiple accounts and videos of this. And like I said, this was in the last congressional hearings. The only reason why I didn't include it in this one is that even though it happened in 2023, this was not known about in 2023 by people. It wasn't reported by other people. So, but consider it a bonus, why not? So toss that in there. But yeah, I mean, this is a weird one. I'm not going to lie. It's very, very weird. It's interesting. I think this is one of the more popular ones. I mean, I think the most popular unclassified video of an object. I think it was like the Tic Tac incident or whatever. It's that F-16 pilot, and there's like this object that's flying across the ocean at like high speed, and the guy's like, "Look at that thing go!" He's like, him and his buddy are like talking over the comms.
Yeah,
like,
I remember that one. I've seen
that
that one. Yeah, I've seen that one.
So that was kind of funny. I like that one. I do, because
And that one's a little more believable because that was like really before the age of AI.
Mhm.
So
yeah, I
don't
mean, even
know.
2023 kind of was, which is kind of crazy to say because it wasn't that long ago. But
It was like the beginning though. But
it was.
yeah,
It wasn't good back then, though. At least I remember. I want to say ChatGPT was around 2023, right? I think so.
You're gonna make me fact check. We fact check live on here. 2022, November 2022. So
right.
late 2022.
Interesting. Right at the end of 2022, right before 2023. Interesting.
Interesting.
But I remember using ChatGPT.
Where's the tinfoil hat? I still don't have it.
The skeleton guy has mine right now. All right, so we're both in agreement that one's pretty freaking weird.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say that it really is unexplainable, man. I really just my brain can't keep up with all these.
What I will say is, just for the sake of allowing us to have a little more fun with this, yes, I think we both agree, and as everyone should always approach every piece of information, everything we say with the with the caveat of it, yeah, you should be skeptical. But for the sake of talking about this and stuff, instead of answering it the same way every single time, like, yeah, it's just, who knows if it's real or not, I'm going to try to go off of like my gut. And I'm going to say that they truly don't know what the hell that is. Like, I really don't think they do. It's interesting. It's kind of creepy. It's just, it is like, it's just bizarre. That's all I have to say. I don't really have much else to say about it because there's no audio. It's just this silver ball just shooting across the desert at a pretty, like, I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, it's moving fast, but it's almost like not like light speed. It's just kind of cruising, like a Cessna would. I don't know.
It's just it's like those little guys from Men in Black just on a on a run to go get food, dude.
Yeah, pretty
you know
much.
those little guys that are always at the cafe, just like, hey.
Yeah, maybe it's them.
Yeah, dude.
And hopefully they're friendly. This next one is the infamous Las Vegas alien incident. Do you know anything about this one? Have you heard about it?
Yeah, I vaguely remember this one. Yeah, the backyard incident.
Yeah, this one's... let's read about it and then get into it.
Yeah.
On the night of April 30th, 2023, something unusual streaked across the skies of the American Southwest. Witnesses in Nevada, California, and Utah reported seeing a bright green object moving through the night sky. Around 11:50 p.m., a Las Vegas police officer's body camera captured footage of a glowing object as it appeared to descend towards the horizon. Many observers believed it was a meteor, though the exact nature of what was seen became a subject of debate almost immediately.
Is there something out there? 2/3 of all Americans believe there are other life forms in the universe. And maybe that's why this has made social media go crazy. A light streak was seen in the sky, followed by people who called 911 saying they saw giant figures in their backyard. So what's going on?
It began with a mysterious fireball falling from the sky, caught on a cop's body cam. It landed with a crash. Within minutes, the calls came into 911. Las Vegas cops were nervous as they approached.
I have butterflies, bro. These people say there's aliens in their backyard.
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
Cops took the call seriously. They started canvassing the neighborhood.
This might sound like a really dumb question, but did you guys see anything fall out of the sky?
Science writer Mick West has another explanation for those giant aliens with big eyes.
A raccoon, which has very big black eyes, could be on top of the fence, and someone could mistake that in the darkness as an alien being with giant eyes, or something like a coyote jumping over the fence.
The reports are an echo of those campy 50s sci-fi movies about alien invaders. Las Vegas police have officially closed the case as unfounded, but still, cops aren't eager to return to that house.
If those 9-foot beings come back, don't call us.
Yeah, so first of all, that guy,
That's fucking.
it was raccoons. Bull fucking shit. No way are you mistaking raccoons for a 10-foot alien. Like, that's not happening.
Yeah, that's not happening, bro.
And coyotes aren't going to jump
They're
over
not jumping a
10-foot
10-foot fence. Dude.
That's not
Like,
happening,
come on,
by the way. There are many coyotes around here and where Fernando's from, and they're not jumping over 10-foot fences, I promise you. Police officers responded to the scene and searched the property. Body camera footage released later showed officers discussing the report, with one officer admitting he was nervous after having seen the object in the sky earlier that evening. Despite the concerns, officers found no physical evidence of alien beings, spacecraft, or a crash site. The case was eventually closed as unfounded. Yet the story refused to disappear. As footage of the 911 call and police response spread online, amateur investigators began examining every frame of video associated with the case. Some claimed they could identify figures hidden in the family's backyard footage. Others argued that shadows, compression artifacts, and the power of suggestion were creating patterns where none existed. Even years later, the footage continues to be debated by UFO enthusiasts and skeptics alike. From a factual standpoint, the evidence remains limited. We know that a bright object was observed in the sky. We know that a family reported seeing large, non-human beings shortly afterwards. And we know that police investigated the claim and found nothing that could verify it. Beyond those facts, nearly everything else falls into the realm of interpretation. I will admit, like
that's creepy though to hear like people be like, "Oh, it's a creature."
Yeah,
it's a creature.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm a police officer responding, that's not what I want to hear. Like, I don't want to be like, "Oh, there's 10-foot beings outside your
Here's
house."
my badge. Here's my gun.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yep. No.
Actually, I'm gonna keep the gun.
I'll keep the gun, but you can have the badge. I'm done. I mean, one thing I do want to say though is, when stuff like this happens, it is amazing how the dynamic in like a neighborhood or whatever can change. And what I mean by that is, for example, this was about a month ago. I was on the back deck with letting Piper out to go to the bathroom, and she was, walking around. And all of a sudden, I knew what it was the second it happened, but there was a bright blue flash and a loud bang. I knew that it was a transformer going, but
like Optimus Prime?
No, like a transformer on a light pole. The big
what?
It's a transformer, the big cylindrical thing on top of a telephone
That's
pole.
what those are?
Yeah.
And so when it turns on, it does that or what?
When they explode, that's what they do.
Oh.
And it's actually pretty common. It happens.
I've actually witnessed that one time. It was kind of crazy.
It's scary, like especially when you're not expecting it. It's loud.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about it is when they go, not only is there a boom, obviously, but you can actually feel like the static in the air. Like, it's pretty crazy how much energy is surging through these things. And instantly I was like, I yelled to Piper to get inside because we have a transformer right on the corner of our yard. And I where it was, I thought it might have been that one. If it actually had been that one, it would have been a lot louder and a lot scarier. But anyways, I got Piper inside. It was kind of raining. And the way our neighborhood works there's like telephone poles that go behind people's yards. And I realized that transformer that had blown was behind someone's yard. So, but no one else seemed to be reacting. So I walked outside and I walked over because I want to make sure it wasn't on fire, setting someone's house on fire. So I went over, and it's funny how everybody, all of a sudden, especially, it's like all the dads too. It was kind of funny. All the dads just started like walking out of the homes and being like, "Do you know what that was? Like, where was it?" And stuff like, it was just really funny and comedic. What I'm trying to say is when something like that happens, like, if an asteroid or a piece of space debris, which I'm guessing that green thing was, or a spaceship, crashed into the neighborhood, I promise you, everybody is going to be outside and on edge and being like, "What the hell just happened?" I think it's just human nature. When something unexplainable happens, everybody gets up on high alert. It's also kind of interesting. Like, it's also kind of exciting, even though it's kind of scary. It's just kind of exciting. So it is totally possible that this family was just kind of like in a heightened like state because holy shit, something just fell out of the sky. This is scary.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, now
they see a raccoon.
Yeah, that I still don't. I'm sorry. I don't see anybody mistaking a raccoon for a 10-foot tall creature. I don't believe that. This is not me, by the way, saying that I don't think they saw anything. I think they may have possibly seen something because it's very weird. And we still haven't explained what that green light was.
So why don't you keep reading?
Oh, I will. Could the family have witnessed something extraordinary? Some believers think so. Could the event have been a misunderstanding triggered by a meteor, fear, and an unusual set of circumstances? Skeptics argue that is the far more likely explanation. More than 3 years later, no definitive evidence has emerged to prove an extraterrestrial encounter occurred in a Las Vegas backyard that night. But that uncertainty is precisely why the case remains so fascinating. In a year already filled with UFO headlines, military shootdowns, and congressional hearings about unidentified aerial phenomena, the Las Vegas alien incident stood apart. It wasn't a military report or a government disclosure. It was an ordinary family claiming that, for a few terrifying moments, something not from this world was standing just outside the door. Whether it was a genuine encounter or a case of mistaken perception, the mystery remains unsolved. So spooky. I think it's a spooky one.
That's spooky, and I think it only pales in comparison. Like, because I remember that incident, but the next one that we're about to talk about is the one that actually like gave me a little chills for a while because I wasn't sure what to believe.
So before we get into that, I want to just give Fernando some credit here. This next one is the one that Fernando suggested we do one for. And as you've noticed, it'd be hard to do a whole podcast episode on one of the stories that we've done. Like all the stories, just doing it on that would be kind of hard to do. So Fernando choosing this one kind of helped spur the idea of this whole 2023 kind of being a crazy
year of the alien.
Yeah, the year of the aliens. So I just wanted to give Fernando a little shout out there.
How do they do it?
I'm a millennial, so I will always do that.
Always do that. Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Your heart,
I'm cool. I'm hip.
Oh, there we go. Or it's a butt cheek. It's butt cheeks.
Could be. Dude, no, millennials do this. What the fuck is this, dude? This is like.
Listen,
boomer. I don't know.
I don't know what I am.
You're disgusting, is what you are. You're a Gemini. Also, everyone wish him a belated happy birthday in the chat, please.
Thanks. I'm 29.
Shut up.
I'm 32.
Oh, so old. On New Year's Day, 2024, an incident at a shopping center in downtown Miami would spark one of the most bizarre alien rumors of the modern social media era. It began at Bayside Marketplace, a popular outdoor shopping and entertainment complex. According to police reports, a large group of teenagers had gathered at the location and were involved in fights, setting off fireworks and causing disturbances among shoppers. The chaos led to a significant police response as officers attempted to regain control of the situation. Multiple arrests were made, and the area was eventually cleared. Ordinarily, that might have been the end of the story, but shortly after, videos of the police response began circulating online. A very different narrative emerged. Footage taken from nearby buildings appeared to show dozens of police vehicles surrounding the area. Some social media users claimed the response was far too large for a simple disturbance. Others pointed to a blurry figure visible in one video and argued that it resembled a towering humanoid creature standing between police cars. Before long, rumors were spreading that witnesses had encountered 8 to 10 foot tall beings inside or near the mall. The story rapidly evolved from a local disturbance into claims of extraterrestrials, interdimensional entities, and even a government cover-up. Millions of people viewed and shared the videos within days, As speculation grew, the Miami Police Department publicly addressed the rumors.
All right, guys, so just to address a few clips that are going viral on social media right now. First, our response to that big incident in Bayside Marketplace. What happened was there was about 50 or more juveniles that were shooting fireworks at people. There was also some looting going on, so officers that were on that scene were having a little bit of trouble containing it, so they called what is called a citywide 3, which every officer in the city responded. That's why you saw so much police presence for that call to contain that crowd. Now, there is now video going viral of 8 to 10 foot aliens walking around Bayside. It's actually just a person walking with a shadow. So I can confirm to you all here today right now that there are no aliens in Miami in Bayside Marketplace at the moment. So it's Friday. I hope you guys have a great weekend and stay safe.
Maybe the alien was Victor Wembanyama, my guy from San Antonio. He's like 7'5" and he moves like a unicorn. He's amazing. According to officials, there were no aliens, UFOs, or extraterrestrial entities involved in the incident. Police stated that the large response was due to the reports of major disturbance involving approximately 50 juveniles. Officers explained that fireworks were being set off in the crowd, creating panic, with some people initially mistaking the sounds for gunfire. Because of the possibility of an active shooter situation, additional officers were dispatched to the scene. Investigators by news organizations and independent fact-checkers found no evidence that alien beings had been present that night. The mysterious creature seen in the viral footage was widely interpreted as a person cast in a shadow, combined with poor quality and a distance of the video. Yet, despite those explanations, the mystery continues to fascinate people. To this day, believers point to the size of the police response and the lack of clear footage from inside the disturbance as reasons to remain skeptical of an official explanation. Meanwhile, skeptics argue that the case demonstrates how quickly rumors can spread when grainy video, social media speculation, and public fascination with aliens collide. Whether viewed as a modern urban legend or an example of the internet's ability to create myths in real time, the Miami Mall encounter remains one of the strangest stories to emerge from the UFO craze of 2023, even though it technically occurred on the first day of 2024. And I think that's what makes it so mysterious, right? Was it happened on New Year's, and I can see maybe why there was such a big police presence, because maybe they did think someone was doing like a mass shooting on like one of like the busiest cities in America, to like try to make a name on the new year in 2024. Because I mean, we've seen people do crazier things like to try to get infamy on certain days, and January 1st, the new year, is like one of those days where like you're kind of on your toes because you don't know what's going to happen, because you're afraid maybe someone's going to try to do something to like, it's like just one of those days. Like there's always extra security presence on New Year's, on Christmas, on certain holidays, 4th of July, because those are the days when you think someone's going to try something.
Right. Well, that's also when everyone's out, you know, like New Year's Day, people are out, you know, like, no, unfortunately, like you said, there's a lot of people who, when they do an attack, they want everybody to know their name, and they want you to remember what they did. It's evil as hell, but it's the truth. And doing an attack on January 4th, or January 1st, have July 4th in the mind. That's coming up.
Wieners are going on that grill.
The wieners.
And we're also going to roast some hot dogs.
Democracy's a collapsing, but these wieners be slapping.
But these wieners be slapping, dude. I'm going to just slap it on your...
I don't think you ever want to do that.
I'm going to put it, like, you ever been hot dogged?
No, I haven't.
It's like human to human hot dogging. You get it? Like, you know, kind of like, cause you got the buns and then you got the...
Yeah, I get it.
We can do that when I come visit you.
No. It's okay. I'll make you some hot dogs, but please don't do that.
I'll make you some hot dogs.
You're gonna be the one to cook on the grill? I'm okay with that.
I'll cook something.
You heard it here. Fernando's taking charge of the grill. So have fun.
I actually do have a video or like a photo of me holding the spatula, and you're like my little grill assistant.
I do remember that. Yeah, that was fun. We could recreate it. But anyways, so one thing I do want to say is I think this is weird. I I want to believe there's something here, and to be honest with you,
I do too.
Before
but at the same time, I understand the logical explanation from this video.
Before I researched this one, I'm going to be honest with you, I really believe this one. I actually really thought there might be something to it. But, and I'm also going to go another step further, because I'll be honest, normally when I see them go out of their way to explain something and try to like overlay a comedic like element to
like
it.
The alien on the TikTok short.
Well, it's like after the Phoenix Lights. Yeah, technically as part of the You Go First podcast, but we did an episode on the Phoenix Lights. And in that, there were government officials who actually were like, what is going on? The federal government is not telling us what is going on, and we demand answers. And during a conference, in response to this, I think she was a senator or a governor. I think she was a governor.
She was either the mayor of Phoenix,
maybe she's the
governor of Arizona, or like a congressperson.
But
she was some
a higher ranking official was questioning whether this stuff was legit, like what was going on. And a spokesperson for the federal government is like, basically like, yeah, she's right. We have the culprit right here. And they had someone walk in with an alien costume to be like, ha ha, she's an idiot. When I see that stuff, it honestly makes me wonder, like, are you just trying to poke fun because you're trying to hide something? Because it's very easy to hide stuff with humor.
Deflect?
Yes. So easy.
And illusions. I mean, look over here.
Right. I mean,
look over here.
Even at the most basic, like, human instinct is to deflect pain with humor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they do the same thing to deflect. Genuine information needs to be pushed out because they don't want you to talk about it. So when the police come out and do that little jokey joke with the alien there, I'll be honest, my first thought was like, okay, they're using this to kind of, deflect. But I'll be honest, everything they say actually does seem pretty accurate on this one. And I did look at videos. There genuinely were videos of kids shooting fireworks at random people, which is dangerous. You can kill people like that. So, and like he said, they thought maybe there may have been an active shooter. So yeah, they're going to call every police officer in the area to react
Makes sense. Yeah.
To respond to that. So yes, trust me, you are more than welcome to believe, by the way, because maybe it's all a big cover up, but I will admit
it could be.
This is one of the
ones. I mean, if it's 50 juveniles and that many fireworks, it's going to sound like a lot of gunshots, and you're probably thinking there's a lot of people with guns.
And a lot of people tried to kind of like be like, well, it's 50 juveniles. Like, how much trouble could they make? Are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? Do you have any like?
They shut down a mall in Louisville shortly after I left living there, like Louisville, Kentucky. I remember I went back and there was mandatory, there was security at the mall that checked your ID almost to make sure that you were above 18, and no juveniles were allowed in the mall after 8 p.m. because there was an incident where a bunch of them were fighting. And it turned into okay, well, here's all this police officers.
Right. I mean, have you ever heard of teenage angst? They got so much they got lots of shit going on right now. And this, unfortunately,
does Austin like me?
Yes, does Austin like me? This might be an outlet.
I like you. Do you like me? Prom? Question mark.
That was Fernando when he asked me to prom.
And then he took his sister instead.
Yep, totally. That's exactly how it unfolded.
And I was heartbroken.
There's lots of problems with that story, considering me and you didn't go to the same school. I did not take my sister to prom. But anyways, whatever's written in your fan fiction, that's okay.
I got to go back and check with ChatGPT. Because aside from my Harry Potter fan fiction, I have this Austin fan fiction I'm writing.
I'm very curious
about
it
one day.
I can't wait to see it published.
Yeah, it's going to be a really, really one of those what do they call it? Smut?
Yeah, smut.
It's going to be very smutty, dude.
Okay. All right. I'm intrigued. Never read smut about myself, so okay.
Oh, it's going to be nasty, dude. It's going to be gross.
But anyway,
50 Shades of Grey, but 50 Shades of Austin. Sorry, as you were.
But anyways, okay. See, I just kind of explained where I stand. How do you feel about this whole thing? You were the one that really wanted this story, so I'm really interested to know what you think.
I'm like you. I see in kind of lean towards the logic, the logical scenario, which is a lot of juveniles, a lot of fireworks, a lot of people, a lot of sounds, a lot of panic.
It's a holiday.
gun violence is a problem in this country, whether you want to acknowledge it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And really, the way officials have been addressing it is just send as many other guys with guns as we can. And so you got the citywide police presence. Like, it makes sense that there'd be such a response to that, because I've seen like a smaller, it was definitely like 12, like there was a lot of police cars at the Louisville Mall. It was a similar incident, except there wasn't fireworks. It was just like a bunch of teens fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So you add that with fireworks on a very busy holiday, it makes sense. But then there's that part of me that's like, but fucking aliens.
Yeah, I want to believe. Like I said, I went into this story like, man, like, and I
Don't
saw
ruin it. You're
saw
like,
the
please don't ruin it.
videos of the creepy creature walking, and you know the reports, but you know, like, it's tough because sometimes it's like, and trust me, like, maybe with ghosts I tend not to be the biggest believer. I am open-minded towards certain things. I mean,
Even though you've like had like doppelgangers and like cousins in the stall that weren't your cousin.
out of context it sounds horrible, but yeah, I guess.
I know, but like that's where
I
it
get what you're
was.
saying, but yeah.
You and your cousin were in the bathroom.
Yeah. I don't think I've told that story yet on this channel.
Because we're saving it.
We are saving it.
We're
It's
saving
not
it for
what
that
you think,
special-
by the way. Just
It could be.
saying.
Subscribe
It's not-
and find out in a future episode.
It's not that kind of story, but
it
anyways.
could be that story. Maybe it's in the fanfic. Maybe
They're blurring.
Subscribe to the Patreon to find out.
Another day.
Another day. Another pod.
But
after dark.
But you know what? I think there is kind of something. There is actually an explanation for all this stuff I think we've talked about. And people might not like this one. And by the way, what I'm about to read does not necessarily mean is what I believe, but this could be a possible explanation. Just saying. So, naturally, we have to ask, why did this all happen? What was with all the reports? If there is one thing that separates 2023 from many of the UFO waves that came before it, it isn't necessarily the sightings themselves. It's the fact that the conversation had finally reached the highest levels of government. For decades, reports of strange objects in the sky were often dismissed outright. Pilots hesitated to come forward. Military personnel worried about their careers. Politicians rarely spoke publicly about UFOs at all. But by 2023, something had changed. The United States government had established offices dedicated to investigating unidentified anomalous phenomena, or as we've mentioned throughout this whole podcast, UAPs. Say it with me, UAPs. Military encounters were being discussed openly. Pentagon officials were briefing lawmakers. And perhaps most notably, Congress was holding public hearings on a topic that not long ago would have been considered political suicide. In July of 2023, the House Oversight Committee held a hearing focused on, let's say it again, UAPs. Former intelligence officer David Grush testified under oath that he had been informed of programs allegedly involved in the recovery of non-human craft. Former Navy pilots Ryan Graves and David Fravor also shared their experiences encountering objects they could not explain during military operations. Whether one believes these claims or not, the hearing marked a turning point. For the first time in modern history, discussions that had once existed primarily on late-night radio shows, Art Bell, and internet forums were being debated in the halls of Congress. And when governments begin talking openly about a subject, people tend to pay attention. Some researchers believe this increased attention may help explain why 2023 seemed to experience an explosion of sightings and reports. As media coverage grew, more people looked up, more witnesses came forward, more unusual events found their way into the headlines. In that sense, perhaps the surge in reports wasn't necessarily evidence that more strange things were appearing in the sky. Perhaps more people were simply willing to talk about them. But that explanation does not answer every question. It doesn't explain the metallic orb footage released by the Pentagon. It doesn't explain why military aircraft were scrambled to intercept multiple unidentified objects over North America. It doesn't explain why experienced pilots, radar operators, and military personnel continue to report encounters they struggle to identify. And it certainly doesn't explain why stories like the Las Vegas incident continue to capture the public imagination years later. The truth is that increased awareness can explain an increase in reports, but it cannot automatically explain every report. And that is where the mystery remains. Because beneath the politics, the hearings, the social media debates, and the endless arguments between believers and skeptics, there is a simple reality. Some things are still unexplained, not necessarily extraterrestrial, not necessarily evidence of visitors from another world, just simply unexplained. Perhaps future investigations will reveal mundane answers for every one of these cases. Or perhaps they won't. What makes 2023 so fascinating is not that it provided definitive proof of alien life. It didn't. What made 2023 remarkable was that it forced a conversation that had been simmering beneath the surface for generations into the open. A conversation, mind you, that has only continued to grow and become louder. 2023 was the start of something that has not abated to this day. Today, civilians, military officials, journalists, and even entire governments are continuing to ask themselves the following questions. What are we seeing? Are we in danger? Who are they? And most importantly, are we finally ready to know the answer?
That was a beautiful podcast. I think it was beautifully written. Normally, I don't think that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You know what? At least I can admit that I love you.
Aw.
You have never once said that to me in my life. In fact, you hurt my feelings today on a phone call. You didn't even apologize.
First of all, I do love you. Second of all,
you
you mistook my tone because I was at work and I had to be quiet and my tone sounded bad.
Listen. This is what happened. So Austin invites me to this barbecue
wienering.
thing. The wienering.
The wienering.
As he called it. The great wienering of 2026. And then he sends out this like Facebook invite and I'm invited. I'm like, oh, I talk to my girlfriend. I request time off. Like I got all this stuff. And then I'm like, cool. And I'm like, oh, whoops, forgot to hit. I was going. So then I changed that. I'm going, attending. So I text him. I'm like, hey, what day do you want me to swing by? And they're just like, huh? And I'm like, what do you mean? And then he calls me. He's like, what do you mean? And I'm telling him like the wienering, I'm coming. I'm coming. I want to come on this wiener. And so I tell him I'm coming, and then he goes, oh, with this tone, mind you, this exact tone. Oh, you're coming?
I did not.
How am I supposed to interpret that?
That was not my tone.
How am I supposed to interpret that?
That was not my tone, first of all.
Like, oh, you thought you were actually invited. Okay,
No.
all right.
Okay,
sure, come by. I don't even want to go anymore.
For the record, in this messaging, in Messenger, the only response I get from Fernando is, and yes, I understand it's a joke, but he's like, my podcast producer, me, is not going to give me the day off. And Fernando lives in Boston, which is like 4.5 hours away.
DDoS me.
I'm going to swat you. And he didn't definitively, and he'd have to spend that, which is great. But I figured there would be like a text, be like, hey man, I'm coming. Can you have this set up for me? We're going to come this day, blah, blah, blah. And like he said, he did not hit going. So I just kind of assumed, well, it's too far. Fernando's not going to want to go, and I understand. And then I was pleasantly surprised when he called me and was like, I'm going. I was like, holy shit.
You're such a good liar, dude. Typical Gemini.
Anyways, we're going to be together again this weekend. It'll be great. For a great wienering. But
great wienering.
But enough about the great
Maybe
wienering.
we'll even go visit a spooky place. I don't know. Who knows how much time we'll have.
Maybe that'd be kind of cool. Ooh, we could do one of the Plattsburgh ghost tours.
Do they have ghost tours in Plattsburgh?
Actually, I have not gone, but I've heard the guy who does it is actually really good.
Okay.
So maybe we could
Usually the ghost tours are just like Nathaniel Hawthorne lived in this house.
Now, I've been to some good ones in like Salem and stuff like that, so I don't know how
my
this
favorite
will compare.
Salem haunted house was the one that lasted like 30 seconds. I got my glasses knocked off and shoved in an alleyway.
And they stole our money. It's like, what, like $20 a person?
It's just a room of pitch darkness, and there's like, ooh.
There was a man in a mask.
Then,
there was a man in a mask.
There was a man in a mask. I think someone was hitting a trash can, and then next thing I know, it's bright outside, and I'm in an alley.
Yeah. It's you know what though? The fact we're talking about it means it was a good memory, and we got to share it together. So I'm okay with it. But okay, moving away from wienering and shitty haunted houses and stuff,
bad friends.
I like this one. I had fun. This was a little different. I liked how it was multiple topics. I hope you guys like, the sprinkling of videos we're gonna toss in there, because I think the news reports and stuff will make it a little more like bring it home a little bit. So I had fun, and I guess if I had to summarize all of it, I just have to say there are this may not be a groundbreaking thing to say, but there's unexplained phenomena everywhere, and we need to keep talking about it and asking questions. And it's totally okay if you ask questions and it turns out it's not aliens. We should still keep asking questions, because when the day comes that we actually do stumble upon aliens, if we haven't already, we don't want to miss that opportunity because we were too scared to ask questions. All right, so that is the end of today's story. As we mentioned earlier, please write down in the comments, what was your favorite story? What do you think? Yeah. Give us a paragraph. I'll read it. We'll respond to it. I'll have a conversation with you. I'd love to know what you guys think. Do you agree? Like, I would like to know where we stand on this. Are we in the majority? Are we in the extreme minority here? Like, what do you think? Please leave a comment. Also, drop a like.
We love engaging with our audience. So yeah, anything you guys leave us, we'll respond to and we'll talk to. We like you guys. You guys are just like us. That's why you're here.
We do. And we've not only have we gotten more subscribers than ever before, I've seen the watch hour skyrocket. So I know people are watching. So if you're watching,
I'm watching.
It's actually Fernando just watching it on repeat. That's all he does.
It's just me. I turn it on when I miss Austin's voice, but I'll never tell him that.
So, but yeah, just do that. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out some of our other videos. If maybe you didn't notice, but this past week we skipped because there was graduation parties. I had to move my whole room. It's a completely different room now. And I'm going to be honest, I was just kind of burnt out from editing. So I was like, I just need a break. So, but I'm back on it. I'm happy. I'm good to go and talk more about spooky stuff. So, but all right. I think I'm done yammering. Do you got a final thought, Fernando, before we sign off?
Thank you for all of our new listeners, our old listeners. We love you all. And we hope to continue to grow this channel, this community, and we'll see you in the next one.
All right, everybody. Keep sipping the strange, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.
Love you guys.